And here's the writer's Allman Brother for Friday, July 24th, 2026. It was on this day in 1851 that the dreaded window tax was finally lifted in the UK. No longer did you have to pay extra to watch your neighbor wring her knickers out over the wash basin. Light and air for all, the town crier shouted, and perversion. Parliament did, however, retain the equally maligned widow tax, which meant the collector popping round to various funerals of a weekend and plucking the pennies from dead men's eyes. Also yet to be suspended was the ding-dong tax on doorbells, and stupid people, and dumb-sounding doorbells. That was the so-called banded tax. So if your doorbell went both ding and dong, that was 2 shillings. One of those ones that just went bong cost a bob. If a man named Bob knocked on your back fence, they'd tax his knuckles, unless he had none, and then they'd finger him for Judas. No doorbell nor fence knockers meant an unpopularity tax, which was taken in the form of roof shingles that were then resold as weird aspirin. And if you were dead as a doornail, then your pennies got nicked, and your knickers were wrung out. Never mind. It's the birthday of Bill the Butcher, played in a movie by Fredrick Law Olmsted, who was born on this day in 1870. Staten Island would never be the same. I'm just kidding, it totally would be. After his brief stint as an actor and a haberdashery model, Olmsted went into urban design. He built this city. Tag teaming with Robert Moses, he said, "You take care of the evil racist parts, I'll make the pretty pretty." There were no fingers to be found on his left hand after the Bowery boys got done with him for plowing Tompkins Square Park too far to the east. It was necessary, he said, in an illegible letter to his wife. He was left-handed. I just had to be close to that bagel shop on Avenue A. It's the day short story writer O. Henry was let out of prison in 1901. He'd been locked up for stealing a candy bar, taking the wrapper off, and putting it in a new wrapper with his name on it. He then sold the world's first O. Henry bar to a bridge in Austin and was caught counting a stack of invisible money sitting in a bus parked next to a pharmacy dumpster at night. It was in prison that he started writing stories, the first one being about a king who eats too much cabbage and then powers the entire fiefdom with his flatulence. He wrote it for his daughter, who was grossed out. That was followed by a sweet little fable about a couple who each sells their own legs to a used leg dealership in order to buy new legs for each other. And they both return home, conspicuously legless, holding something behind their backs, but because legs are so big, they immediately saw that the other had legs in their arms, so that was lucky. There were no pants worn in the house that evening. So on this day in 1943, that Allied forces began a bombing campaign over Hamburg, codenamed Operation Gomorrah. You should have seen Operation Sodom. And it's the birthday of Zelda Fitzgerald, wife of F. Scott, daughter of Bon Scott of AC/DC. Writer, painter, bon vivant, and the world's first white woman. She was spoiled, they say, given anything she demanded, including gin and countless cigarettes and an insanity diagnosis. Zelda was also the original flapper, rocking up to the club and waggling her arms back and forth maniacally like a bird on the dance floor. The manager would rush over and say, "Who are you karate kidding?" Ultimately, she'd wow everyone by levitating 3 inches off the ground, or maybe that was the mania. She stole, she slept in a dog kennel, she gave Don Henley an erection, and she finally died in a fire in a hospital in North Carolina, possibly set by one of the nurses to whom she tried to read her manuscript. Zelda Fitzgerald, Fitzpatrick, Fitzhenry. She took an L from H.L. Mencken and refused to sew a hem for Hemingway. Here's a poem for today by Diane to Prima, recited at Gonzo Fest, New York last week by Annalisa Marie. It's called Keep the Beat.
Keep it. Was Francois Villon the beat? The Minnesingers? What's a troubadour? What about them guys we call the wandering scholars who left the monastery for the road? It's not a generation, Dig. It's a state of mind. A way of living gone on for centuries. A way of writing, too. Beat poetry's older than the grove of Academe, older than Apollo, or Pythagoras. It's one of the ways that Dionysos plays tongues of ecstasy. Romantic is another, how many more, don't know. But I know for sure it's not a generation, not once, one time, one country. Throw in your lot with the gals and guys on the streets. Write like you talk like you sing like you dance or love. It's a risk, an adventure, and it plays the edge. Live close to the edge and love it. Free field to fail, nothing to lose. Tongues of ecstasy, nowhere to go, nowhere to fall, but into the arms of the father, mother, the Yabium. Dionysos, Eloe.
Keep the Beat by Diane to Prima, read there by poet Annalisa Marie at Gonzo Fest, New York, 2026, and used without permission here on the Writers Allman Brother, supported by Catholic brand Stir Rods. That might be a letter T. Don't look too close. Until next week, be well, take a seat, and do some math.